Right, well, welcome to sunny Wiltshire. The sun is actually starting to come out on this late October day, 2024. And it's the first dry, at least in terms of dry roads, that we've had for a few days. So, taking the opportunity to get out. Some lovely wet roads. There's always a patch of wet road just there, rain or shine. So the sat-nav is showing me a lovely bright red road going off to the right, to the west, and that is, as I suspected, the gridlock that is the A303. While we're poodling along here, a couple of other things to probably point out that I've added to this bike since I got it. One is this SW Motec Pro tank bag, a little sort of click on, click off system. Absolutely superb. I had this on my old bike. First thing I did when I got this bike was bought the tank ring to fit this, so that small but extremely useful tank bag can click on the tank. So there's that, and then slightly obscured by the carrying handle on the tank bag is my my phone, which obviously is my sat-nav, and that is hooked up to a quad lock cordless or wireless charger. So obviously quad lock, twist on, twist off, no cables, connected to the phone, and completely waterproof. Right, I'm getting a bit bored with this now, so hopefully we should be able to start filtering soon. Could actually go down the inside here, I think, if I have a look. Yeah, here we go. There's no cones now, so this is perfectly okay. Perfectly legitimate. And we'll have a bit of fun here. That's better. So Stonehenge is in front of us now. You should start to see that in the camera in a moment or two. Semi-sunshine with the blue sky and the fluffy white clouds behind it. It really is a sight to behold. Right, okay, let's get some more filtering going on. Ugh. Bloody chevron things are like rumble strips. If you can see Stonehenge a little bit clearer now, there's always loads of people around it. You can see the throngs of people walking around it. There you go. I'll probably have to concentrate on the road a little bit now. It's a beautiful day. It really is. It's not at all cold. The sun is shining, as you can see. You can see a couple of barrows over there. I think there's a bit of a long barrow hidden in these trees here. But if you were looking down from a drone at Stonehenge, there's barrows everywhere. One thing I noticed about this bike compared to my GS is that you do feel more of the let's just call it the trials and tribulations of the road surfaces here in the UK. So yeah, you feel most of the bumps. It's compared to my Triumph Speedmaster, which was horrendous, and in fact the reason why I ended up getting rid of that bike, this is chalk and cheese compared to that, but equally it's chalk and cheese compared to a GS with all this, you know, incredible electronic self-adjusting suspension. This lovely BMW R12 24 model R12 Nine T, distinct from the R9T, as it's a kind of a 10-year anniversary of that bike, where they've made a number of upgrades and sort of modifications to it. I think quite a lot of improvements, and it really is no slouch. 109 horsepower, 1200cc engine, got absolutely loads of grunt when you need it to. Some army vehicles there, big tank. We are in the middle of Salisbury Plain here, just to explain why there's a huge great tank about to cross the road. Salisbury Plain being the army training area, as it has been for many, many years. This bike is just designed to give you that, you know, I know it's a bit of a cliche, but that grin factor. It feels like you're riding something from several decades ago, but with the kind of modern technology of a 2024 bike. And they really have done it well, BMW. I think, I mean, I know it's obviously in the eyes of the beholder, but I think this is a stunningly beautiful bike. Why did I move from my 1250 GS, which I had for a matter of weeks, to this wonderful machine? Basically, I fell off the 1250. I went on a 3-day tour of the southwest. It was 3 days of pretty much relentless rain and wet and dullness, and of course the West Country, whilst beautiful, is not quite so beautiful when you're on two wheels open or exposed to the elements in you know, all kinds of weathers. So anyway, bottom line is, had a really good 2 or 3 days in one sense, but the thing that really kind of spoiled it for me was dropping the bike, and that was towards the end of day one, and we carried on for the rest of the trip, but it was never going to be the same after that. Anyway, when I got home, I just needed to get the bike checked into the dealer, just to, you know, check a couple of things out. And while in, my head was turned by this R12 Nine T, and the beauty of this. And I'm getting on a bit now, I'm not a young man, 62, and the beauty of this is I could flat foot both sides. I'm 5'9", but with a fairly short inside leg, or instep as they call it nowadays, 29 inches. And the GS, it wasn't a factory lowered GS, and I was on the balls of my feet both sides, but as I say, lots of previous bikes, that's been the situation, no issues at all. It was a bit of a freak situation that made me drop it, but I did. And being able to get both feet flat on the floor, this R12 Nine T just was transformational, really, in terms of the comfort and the confidence. Great decision. The bike is, I don't think I've ever loved a bike quite as much as this one. It's ridiculous. I'm besotted by it. You can get this bike with the kind of traditional twin analog clocks, which look lovely. And had I had the choice between that and the TFT, it would have been a difficult decision. But yeah, this TFT, so it's very, very functional. You've got the BMW Whizzy wheel, all this arrangement down here. The great thing about it is that if if you use the BMW Motorrad app, which I always use anyway, it just links up to the bike, and I can control the sat-nav from these handlebar controls here, which is superb. Whoa! Nearly came a cropper there. Back end completely went there. I assume I must have gone over a wet drain or some leaves. Probably some leaves, actually. Crikey, that was maybe mud, actually. I think it might have been mud. That was a reminder that we're in late October. Yeah, look at it. There's these patches of mud all over the place. I'm going to have to be very careful here. Incredible. You won't have been able to sense that on the camera at all, but whoa, crikey, that felt like it was very, very close to losing it. Probably sounds like an exaggeration, but it doesn't feel like it was an exaggeration. It's the old prison on the right there, in Devizes. It's long since been converted into flats, I think. No idea whether they're luxury flats or whatever they are, but they've been domestic accommodation for many, many years. So we're doing 80 now, and as I said earlier, on a naked 80, this is quite comfortable. I don't think we'd want to be doing much more than that for long stretches, but I certainly believe that this bike would be perfectly good for some sensible touring. No, of course, you're not going to want to be spending long periods of time on the motorway, but then what's the point and the fun in that? But certainly for those little stretches here and there, just connecting roads, a little bit of motorway, a little bit of dual carriageway here, now and again, not a problem at all. Perhaps this is a good opportunity to have a little look around the bike. This Motec tank bag, by the way, all you've got to do, you've got a little red cord here. I don't know if you can see that, but you just pull that and the whole thing comes off. There's the tank ring. You can see that. It's that kind of mechanism there. That's what releases it, and it's magnetic and just kind of clicks in place. It's just a case of lining that up. And there she is. Simple as. You can see the my hand on this whizzy wheel, so completely control everything. Got various information about the bike. Little ladybird there, hitching a ride. Go on, get lost. 73 plate, February of this year it was registered, and it is an absolute beauty. Maybe not everybody's cup of tea, cobwebs as well. How on earth do they stay on at 90 miles an hour? Some people have their styles that they like and styles they don't. I pretty much can appreciate most styles of motorcycle, but this is, I think, the most beautiful bike I've ever had. Stunning. Okay, let's go. Got a clear road. It's got a quick shifter, this bike, and in the main it's pretty smooth. There's Silbury Hill, by the way. So in front of us there, an ancient man-made mound I'm pretty sure there's a it's been excavated a few times, and it's very clear what the purpose of it was, or it might be complete rubbish. It may not be clear at all, but quite impressive. Hopefully the camera's got a good view of that. So Avebury is off to the left. Actually, I think we'll give that a miss today. That's one for another day. Let's just enjoy this lovely clear stretch of the A4. Quite a few bikers out today. He's very wide. Everybody trying to get their last rides in before, for those of us that do lay the bike up in winter, before the winters. Hibernation. A lot of mud on this road. Tractors everywhere around here. So mindful of the little wobble we had just outside of Devizes. I'm going to take it quite easy around here because of a lot of bends and usually a lot of mud on those bends. So well, all in all today, a relatively short but thoroughly enjoyable ride. We're about probably 4 or 5 miles from home now. So barring any unforeseen issues between now and home, mud, cow shit, horse shit, gravel, leaves and all of the other detritus on these lovely Wiltshire roads. If I can avoid all that, we should be alright. Little interesting or not fact about the little place we're coming into now, which is Orr. Giles and Mary from Gogglebox. This is where they live. Well, they actually live in Hewish, which is a couple of 100 yards in that direction, off to the right. But to all intents and purposes, or onto a little bit of loose gravel here. This road was recently resurfaced. I say recently, a few weeks ago, and it was like most of our roads. They've been resurfaced where they just chuck a load of gravel down. It's pretty treacherous. Just about to go over the Kenneton Avon Canal, which is just outside Cusey, with the wharf just down on the left hand side. Just over that way. I think we've done about 50 miles or so today, maybe a little bit more. Not a huge run, but very pleasant. And home.